Um, hey, everybody, I'm Dan Harris alongside Alexander Robert Harris, who's having snack time here. This is TPH Live, our daily sanity break. We do 5 minutes of guided meditation, which is suitable for absolute beginners or meditation pros, no matter what stage you're at. We got you covered. After the 5 minutes, we do 15 minutes or so of Q&A. So just type your questions into the comments section and hopefully we'll answer them. And we bring on some of the best meditation teachers in the world. And today we are definitely delivering. Our teacher of the day is Sylvia Boorstein, who's streaming in from the San Francisco area. Sylvia, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure. I look forward to it.
So just so the people know, you are a psychologist, one of the founders of the legendary Spirit Rock Meditation Center in Marin County. And so you've been at this for quite a while. Given that background in meditation, I wonder sort of what's on your mind and what do you think will be a good message to send to people as we're in the middle of this thing?
Well, I have the feeling, I'm very particularly glad for that question, Dan, because I have the feeling that these are really extraordinary times that all of us are going through. People often say to me, I'm not myself these days, and none of us is ourself these days. One of the functions of mindfulness, one of the reasons that people practice mindfulness as a life skill or as a meditation, is for their minds to be alert and balanced so they can choose what's the right thing to do. And our minds are definitely alert now, but sometimes not so balanced because we're overwhelmed by what is going on. I remember when I first started to practice, there was a classic book on mindfulness called Tranquil and Alert, which was what you were supposed to get. But we are alert, all of us. We're hyper alert, but not so tranquil because we have all these worries. I notice every day when I go out for my walk, since I live in suburban California and I can go out of my house and walk around the block. I haven't gotten in my car in a month, but I can walk around and I keep a distance from the people across the street as they pass. And we wave to each other, and they wave, and we shout out, "How you doing?" And they say, "Fine." And they say, "How are you doing?" And we say, "Fine." And the thing is, we're none of us fine. We're all of us managing. I used to teach the particular phrase, "How are you?" "I'm fine," in mindfulness classes, and tell people when you say that to somebody, it means I'm managing my life. I'm getting along. It doesn't mean I don't have any problems. It still means the same thing. People across the street say, "Fine." Their tooth hurts and they can't go to the dentist, or their child won't do the homeschooling, or they're still not getting along with their partner. They still have their same lives. And what we all have in common is this shared awareness of really one thing imperiling the whole world. This has never happened in the history of the whole world. There are no enemies. There are no villains. It just happened, and it will pass, but it's just happened and happening. And because it never happened before, we don't have a playbook, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. And so I think that the value of being able to do some exercise at different times in the day that sort of organize the mind in that moment to be a little bit more steady and therefore a little bit more hopeful. Because when we're unsteady and flustered, we're not hopeful. This is the meditation. So I'd like for us to do this together for 5 minutes. Meditation is kind of based on I'm fine. I'm fine in this moment is what it means. In this moment, I'll ask you to not do anything different except listen to me talk and listen to me give you an instruction and do the instruction. I'll do the instruction with you as I do it. And I will keep my eyes open when I do it. You can keep your eyes open or closed. It doesn't matter. For the most part, you're at home. Your eyes are open all day, especially if you're working or taking care of family. Here's the instruction. Wherever you are, notice that your body is being breathed. You don't need to do anything. The breath comes in, and the breath goes out, and it comes in, and it comes out. Closing eyes is fine. Opening eyes is fine. When you're sitting with your children and they're a little bit unruly and don't want to do the schoolwork, they're squabbling with each other, and you feel that you're getting a little upset, you can do the same thing. Breath in and breath out. Look at that. My life is happening, and I'm continuing to live in a normal way right in the middle of it. So count now 10 breaths. Count on your fingers if you want. 10 breaths, feeling them particularly how they come into your upper body, into your chest. So if you're sitting up and you hold your shoulders back, you'll feel it more. Don't do anything. Don't breathe deeply. Feel that your body is being breathed 10 times in and out. I'll do it too. I'll count on my fingers. You can count on your fingers. As you continue to rest with the regular, reliable return of the breath, breath after breath, count another 10, this time particularly attentive to how that breath is pushing your belly out. Sometimes we feel the chest swell up more than we feel the belly out. Feel these 10 in the way that it pushes your belly out. So just allow yourself to be breathed and rest in attending to that. I'll count 2. As you continue to rest in the regular, reliable breath coming into your body, breathing you breath after breath, try to say to yourself, noticing the beginning and ending of each breath, this breath is starting, now it's ended. This breath is starting, now it's ended. Do that for 10 breaths. And we'll sit a few moments just resting. I hope you notice that after 30 mindful breaths, that it's likely that your body feels more relaxed, your mind feels more relaxed, your attention feels more focused, which is always relaxing. The hope in mindful attention is not just that we'll calm down and feel better, but we'll remember what we fundamentally, all of us know is true, that things begin and they end. Everything begins and ends. This difficult time in the whole world that everyone is aware of has begun, is going through its cycle, and sometime will end. Make a hope in your mind for yourself and for everyone else that this period of our lives of heightened and focused attention passes soon, that the people who have been grieved in some immediate lost way feel consoled, that families that need to heal will heal, that all of us will heal that illness in the mind that makes us think that we're different from other people, that all the people in the world are breathing the same air, facing the same jeopardy. They want, just as we do, to wake up untroubled in the morning and feel safe throughout the day. Make the wish for yourself, as I will for me, as I do for me, that I will come through this kinder and more thoughtful of myself and others. And may other people come through this kinder, more sobered, more thoughtful of what's important, and that the world will refresh itself, and that we'll live well in it. And when you want to, open your eyes if they're closed. Otherwise, since you're truly at home, because we're all at home these days, I always like to look around and see what's beloved. I have behind me all the pictures of my family, and I like to see them. That is why I keep them here. It's a moment of thinking, I am still here. We are still here, and I'm glad for that.
Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate it. Great job. Already we're getting some questions, so I'll dive right in. Mary Ellen says, hello, friends. I would really love to get Dan and Sylvia's thoughts on how to hit the reset button in all of this. I feel like a walking zombie and can't seem to snap out of it.
I think we all need a reset button because we are under a long period of I was going to say low level stress. I would say life itself is low level stress. We're in a long period of high level stress and high level communal stress. So that when you look at people, one of the things that I like to think about is when I feel stressed and I'm that say somebody is walking too close to me or standing too close, I think to myself, they're worried too. That it's not just me. We're all worried. May we all come through this. We are all not our regular selves. We are out of sorts. We don't usually live with such an ominous specter of terribleness, right facing us all. It's it's just something we never done before as a species. So we're learning how to do it. I'm wondering about whether when it's finished, we'll have to have a period of time when we learn how to hug each other again and relax our body into closeness. I hope so.
It's possible. I would just say to Mary Ellen that there is no magical in my experience, reset button. There's no question that a few deep breaths will reset. The science that indicates that a few deep breaths will reset the parasympathetic nervous system. I also think exercises like the one we just did are a way to use the term I heard recently from an incredible expert on anxiety at Harvard, that a little bit of meditation or a walk can kind of hit Control Alt Delete for your mind and get you out of whatever anxious rut you may have been in. But I also, just to amplify what Sylvia just said, which is it's okay if you're not feeling great right now, if you're in a rut. I think just giving yourself permission to feel that way doesn't mean to wallow in it, but that you can have some mindfulness of what you're feeling right now, which can, and then what mindfulness allows you to do is, instead of reverting to our historical, evolutionarily derived habits of feeding our emotions or fighting them, you can actually just be with it. Yeah. That's what we just did, and that to me has been a game changer.
I thought about naming this particular exercise. Give yourself some slack. Just give yourself some slack, and give everybody else some slack. Nobody is operating really so that Mary Ellen said, I can't snap out of it. Nobody can. We're all held captive by it. We probably think about it first thing in the morning when we get up. And so give yourself some slack. We're supposed to be doing this. We haven't done this before. We don't know how to do it yet.
Agreed. Well, one more question, at least. Luis Caballero, is it normal to feel a rush of emotion after meditation? It seems like after I meditate, I just want to cry, almost like it's a relief to get it out.
I think so. I think so, particularly in these days now. We don't know each other, so I can't say it for everybody. For some people, they cry tears of joy, but there is such overwhelming sadness happening in the world these days. And I think that we're doing an amazing job of going about our lives and caring for our children and taking care of ourselves and getting our work done, and not taking the time to grieve and to mourn and to say, wow, this has never happened before to so many people. And I think we're waiting to cry, but we haven't got time now. So but if you cry and you feel like crying, that's fine. Makes your body feel better. The injunction to give yourself some slack is, don't worry about crying. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about crying. Don't worry about wanting to have a second cookie for dessert. Now is the time maybe to do that. Do what you can to take care of yourself, because we have to really take care of ourselves. This is a big collective burden for the whole world to be carrying.
There's only one thing I'm going to take away from the session today: second cookie. Rebecca Heil says, Sylvia, what is the best way to deal with fear?
Okay, so the best, in my experience, the best way to deal with fear is to somehow, the redemptive movement to fear, which is to bless. That if I can say to myself, sweetheart, you're frightened. Of course you're frightened. This is terrible. I think about my great-granddaughter who will be born in August. I want her mother to be healthy until then. I want her to come out healthy. I'm thinking about the unborn and all the born and the people that I know. And sometimes I think and I feel frightened. And what I want to do is really make room for that, give myself that slack. Say, sweetheart, you're frightened. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Let's call a friend. Sometimes when people say to me, what do you do when you're all out of right answers for yourself and there's nothing that you can think of to do, no meditation, no this, no that, I call my friends and I talk to them. That's always, for me, the best antidote to being frightened. If I called a friend these days and said, listen, I'm just suddenly overwhelmed with fear, they would probably say, sweetheart, I have that too, a lot. Everybody does. A lot. And it's reinforced all the time.
Sylvia, always a pleasure to sit and chat with you. I really recommend that anybody who's watching this check out the podcast that posted yesterday with Sylvia. It is a delight. But Sylvia, this was too. So thank you so much for doing it.
This was very fun, Dan. Thank you for inviting me.
Guys, if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell everybody you know. We're doing it Monday through Friday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. We'll be back tomorrow with the great Richie Davidson, a pioneering neuroscientist who has worked with the Dalai Lama to scan the brains of meditators. Because of his work, I think meditation has now become, in part because of his work, meditation has now become such a big and widely accepted thing. So he's a great guy and a great meditation teacher. So he'll be on tomorrow. Thanks again to Sylvia. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay healthy, everybody. Stay home, and we'll see you soon.